All right, we are live. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Bang Out Volleyball. This is podcast number one, kind of non-official, official podcast. Um, I have made some podcasts previously on another channel called Don't Hold Back, but I realized I'm just going to keep everything on one channel because one of my goals this year is to post more valuable content. Now, this video is unlisted unless it is live right now on YouTube. I'm not really sure. Be I kind of have multiple jobs running the YouTube channel of like being a producer, editor, all that good stuff, and just making sure like the channel is flowing as smoothly as
All
possible,
right,
and
guys, we are
just
back.
like making sure everything makes sense. And so yeah, hopefully this brings a lot of value to you guys. I'm just gonna go over some keynotes that I have that we probably should be talking about, that so you guys kind of know what's going on with my life and kind of see the progressions of health, especially when it comes towards volleyball training. Again, I don't post a lot of training videos because, first of all, I used to. Again, this video is live, so you're gonna see a lot of stuff in the background, like my dog's butt right there. Um, so anyway, life up. I just want to give you guys some life updates and basically the purpose of why I'm updating the YouTube channel. And it's always like little things here and there, not like drastic things going on, right? And kind of like what I've been up to. Um, but some life updates this year was I moved in with my girlfriend. So you see her in the background. Yeah. Anyway, she's giving me some privacy, and I was trying to find a place to film this video, and I was trying to film it in the garage, but our whole garage is being renovated. We're getting the garage equipment in there. So maybe I'll film some videos there. Personally, I don't really enjoy filming my workouts because my workout videos are my workouts are very specific to me. They're very boring, they're very bland, and I see no value in sharing that yet because I feel like the goal for me working out is for me to focus on me, right? We have so many things going on in life, whether it's running a YouTube channel, we got work, we got a family to take care of, and working out and me filming and recording takes away from that me time. And I enjoy sharing volleyball content. Great. I love doing that. But that space to just really take out some stress, um, some, see like how strong I can get on not my own, but I have like workout programs that I do, but just I want to see like how far I can take it without being distracted. Like that, I feel like working out is just a way for me to be less distracted. And I really enjoy. I work out like 4 to 5 times a week, depending on like how stressed I am. Um, but I also go based off my training program. If I can do 5 times a day or 5 times a day, 5 times a week, I'll totally do it. Right? I feel like I'm just ranting on here, but I also have been transitioning to a new job. Um, it's more. It's still in the fitness realm, more on the admin side, and I can't really talk about it now, but I absolutely love it and I'm enjoying it. So I've been just transitioning, getting used to that job. Like it happened so fast. Like I'll just make it super quick. As soon as I got hired, like literally I had a Friday, left my job. The next Monday, I was at a completely new job. So I had no time to just kind of settle in and think about it. It was just, all right, let's go. And it was overwhelming in the beginning, but over time, it's been a couple or a few months now, and I got used to it. And so now I'm just like being more creative. I have more creative freedom, more not more, but less stress and more time to myself to take care of myself, which is great. Right? I don't work that 5 a.m. till 6 p.m. shift anymore. It's a little more balanced now. I feel like like life, when people say work life balance, I don't believe in work life balance. I really think it's supposed to be unbalanced, right? Like some days you'll have more work, some days you'll have less work. Same thing with life, with your personal life balance. Some days are tough, some days are, you know, it's a matter of finding what works best for you, but I don't really see it as a balance. Just my personal opinion. Um excuse me. Some other things, like this past year, we had our kitchen being renovated, so I wasn't able to cook any food. Not that I cook food in general anyway. It's just nice to be able to cook some type of food here and there, and save some money, because every time we eat out, especially with inflation, prices have gone up like 15-30%. And like, I remember meals being like 11 to $15, and now our meals whenever we eat out is like an average of 21, $22. Like, I went out to eat pho the other day, literally, actually that was last night, and it was literally 21.50 or like 21.11. I was like, when has pho been this expensive? And it's kind of, it's distracting. And so, not distracting, that's the wrong. I'm distracted because I'm getting requests on my phone, so on my Apple Watch. Let me take that off. So it's like Venmo requests from Kim, so I'm just like, let's do that later. So I have been using Factor 75. That's helped me save so much money. Sorry, not save money. That's spending a lot of money. It is a little pricey, but it's been a lot more convenient because I don't have to go out, buy food, and it is actually cheaper than eating out. It's probably, like, I would say like $12 to $14 a meal, and you have it, shipped and delivered to your house, and it's very convenient. So if you guys want to check out that link, a link will be in the description below. We also have LMNT, that is an affiliate of ours, so check them out. So LMNT is more like if you're sweating a lot, and you're feeling tired throughout a game, literally you're just losing electrolytes. So that I've used like 2 packets every single game. They sent me a box right here for nationals, so I'm going to be using that and giving that out to the team when we have our first practice. And yes, we will be having practices, so I will probably do more vlogs on videos like that. And I don't really like vlogging, right? Like having the camera out, vlogging, like I feel distracted, and I feel like I'm separated from the world, which is normal, right? It's something I'm not used to, and I haven't been used to it. I realized I just want to turn on the camera, play volleyball, not even vlog. But I'm at a point when it comes to the channel where it's like I want to share and spread more information as I get older, because I'm learning all these new things. And there's so many things on social media where I'm like, I want to be the opposite of all the negative things that are coming out in the world, or like share more information and knowledge that's beneficial to all the volleyball players, because I feel like there's not that much information out there. And so I just want to be one of those sources for you guys to improve at volleyball. Yes, we have Coach Donnie. We have the volleyball strength coach. Like Coach Donnie does his videos with volleyball technique and training. The volleyball strength coach does basically workout specific ones. And I love both their content, right? Coach Donnie's NASM certified. Greg, I believe is his name, CSCS. And CSCS is like one of the top dog certifications there. I have my NASM. I have been studying for my CSCS. But it's just something that I don't want to pursue right now, because it's not going to elevate my career at this point, right? Like when I train, yes, I go by the CSCS training. CSCS is a strength and conditioning certification. It's the highest certification, the most acknowledged certification when it comes to training athletes. And whenever I'm going over like the book and like training with athletes, I'm like, it's actually not that hard to train athletes. Like, athletes are the easiest to train. The most important part is like the basics of like making sure they respect you and you respect them, because respect is not earned. Respect is not given. Respect is earned, right? I haven't said that saying in a while, and it's definitely important to have. That's one of the reasons, the highest level coaches are at the highest level. It's just respect between the two, and getting to know the athletes, making sure their health is okay, mental health is okay. There's a lot of things that go into it as a coach. So I'm hoping to discuss that more as we create this podcast, and learn from you guys as well as myself, and as I'm continuing to coach. So moving on to uploading videos, I'm no longer going to be uploading like the raw footage of the video, not like play for play, because there are some games where I play and I'm just like, that was the most boring game in my life. Why am I sharing this, right? It shares no value. It's like, in my opinion, at least, there's no value. But if I do end up putting like the whole video and adding the scores on top or on the bottom, wherever I put it, the editing of it takes so much time. And I've been doing this by myself for like the longest time. And to do all these extra edits, instead of creating a video that takes me 10, 15 minutes just to cut up and show the highlights, all these other edits make it a few more days with how busy my schedule is, or like it takes maybe minimum 3 hours, and then I'm not getting the results I want from YouTube and all that stuff. And so I just feel like the value isn't there. And I want to just show the highlights to show the athleticism, the skill it takes, and like basically highlight other teams we play if they're getting highlights as well, right? And same thing with us. I don't want to waste your guys' time. And well, if I am wasting your time, you shouldn't even be subscribed or watching this video, right? So I want to make sure I'm giving more value to you guys. And a lot of the people in the Bang Out community are keeping me accountable. Like when they see me, they're like, "Oh shoot, it's the Bang Out guy. You're a lot shorter than I thought." You know, like I'm 5'8", and I think being 5'8" and doing some cool stuff on the volleyball court, it just shows, not to be like cocky or anything, I just think it's really cool, right? I don't see a lot of 5'8", 5'7" people like have a lot of highlights in general. And so for me to be able to do this stuff and share with you guys how I got there, why I got there, is I think it's valuable because I've always been athletic since I was a kid. Like, and I'm talking not like the basic stuff. Like I lived in the Philippines as a kid, and I always tell my girlfriend, like, in the Philippines, we played with slippers, right? We had pebbles, we had rocks as games. And if we could come by like a tennis racket and a tennis ball, my whole thing was just how long can I have that ball bouncing in the air without it touching the ground? Like, how long can I stay focused? And as I got skillful at that, it's like, okay, let me flip the racket around and then let's move it. And then let's see if I can hold that a little bit longer, right? And then it starts to get into tricks where it's like, okay, let's bounce the ball in front of us and then put the racket behind us and see if we can actually like catch that ball or like bounce that ball off the racket and then come back in front. Little stuff like that, a lot of fine motor movements. Oh, that's more of like a bigger motor movements, but like when it comes to the little stuff, it's more just we didn't have a lot of these recreational things in the Philippines. It was a lot of it came from our mentality and how we would play. And I also realized most of us would play in slippers or barefoot when we were on concrete. And honestly, not the most comfortable feeling in the world, but it was something I was used to when I was younger. And as I got older, wearing these shoes, these socks, my feet have gotten so soft that when I step on like anything, I would just cry like a little baby, like, oh my gosh, this hurts. Like I got princess feet. I got princess feet, and I'm trying to switch that over. So I have been using Vivo Barefoots recently, and I gotta say it's made a big difference. Like my foot was like this skinny, and next thing you know, it just like I had hypertrophy on it. It was insane. I had to get a bigger size shoe with all my shoes. It was the craziest. It's been the craziest experience. And so I want to do a little more research on it based off my experience, and then just kind of update you guys as I go along that journey. And there's going to be way more podcasts from here on out. My goal is at least to make 10 podcasts this year, at least valuable content that I write down. Moving forward with the videos on open gym or like tournaments, I'm going to start miking myself up. I'm getting to a level where I'm getting to a level where I'm personally getting bored with volleyball. Not to say because I'm good or whatever. It's more just like editing the videos isn't as fun as it used to be because people watching don't know what's actually going on in the court. And so I want to have myself mic'd up so you guys can see how I really am on the court, how I talk to my teammates, whether it's smack talking, right? And whether it's positive reinforcement. And it just kind of depends. As you get, when you're in the beginner levels of stages, you kind of have to be aware of everyone's levels. When you're a beginner, positive affirmation is the one driver to make you a better player. When you're at the highest level, it starts to become negative, not affirmations, but negative criticism that gets you to the next level, which is insane. But it's like that driving factor of like, dude, you want to win, you gotta toughen up, right? If you want to stay down there and lose, that's on you. But we need tough players when we're at the top level, right? Not saying that I'm at the top level, dude. Like the highest level I've played was probably A Pool West Side. If I'm going to USAV Nationals, like I know where we're at based off our height, and I'm still the shortest player on our team most of the time. Like it's just double B. And whenever we play double B, there are teams that come to double B and sandbag, or like based off the schedules, they have to play double B because the next week, like the weekday of, they have to go back to work, right? So I respect that we're all adults here, and we all got our lives, but just because people play double B doesn't mean they're double B, and just because people play A doesn't mean they're A. And again, not taking away anything from anybody, I just think it's really cool to see different levels of volleyball in each pool, and just see, like, I'm so honored to be playing against people around the world every single year, because it's just such a fun experience. Like I go there and I'm like, dude, 3 days of volleyball, this is the best time of my life. I don't care if it's $1,000 I got to spend to do this. I would gladly go over there, hang out with friends, play volleyball, go have a drink here and there, socialize, do an escape room. Like the most important part is what you create with that experience. And luckily, hopefully this year we have someone that's going to come out with us on the team and still film. Like he's going to be our videographer. He's going to film us. I'm excited for it, is what I'm saying. Like I don't have to take my phone and film myself. Getting off topic, but basically the videos now are going to be mic'd up. If USAV Nationals doesn't let me use my mic, I'll figure a way out. Maybe I'll just do a voiceover, which again is extra work on the editing. I apologize if it sounds like I'm just ranting. I think this is healthy if I am ranting a little bit, so you guys kind of see my personality and see like where my thoughts are. Now the other thing with wanting to train for nationals, I still train because I work in a gym, right? Like with the fitness lifting side, I'm great at those. I do Olympic weightlifting, snatch, clean and jerk, all that good stuff. When it comes to playing volleyball, it's a little tougher because I'm coaching. So after work, I go out and coach, and it just takes up my whole day, and I have basically no energy to perform the volleyball open gym or even go to open gym because the time slots are the same, right? Like if coaching is from 4 to 6 or 1 to 6, depending if you have games, open gyms are usually like 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. And so it's just not enough time to get warmed up. And I appreciate my warm-ups way more. And so coaching has definitely made it tough to create content. And that's one of the reasons where I'm like in this debate with myself where I'm like, should I quit coaching just so I can play more volleyball? Or should I continue coaching and create less content? Like coaching takes away from content creation and playing volleyball. But if I don't coach anymore, I can play more volleyball. I can create more content, but then I'm not giving value to the world and creating a community here in our area where people understand volleyball. So I feel like coaching is a way for me to give back to the community, but I got to figure out a way to get value or have more time to give value in order to make content and make more videos too. Like that's the other plus. I'd be able to make more videos. But I guess just being human, we naturally I love giving back to people. I think it's the most important thing you could do in the world and share with the world, that I think I will always be a coach. I guess we're just going to say that now. I believe I will always be a coach. And as I get older, I still have people coming up to me, getting their input, getting my input, and utilizing it. So I'm like, okay, there's some value I have here that I need to be able to share with the world. So, like I said, with the videos, they're gonna be more less quantity of the videos, but more quality. Like I've gotten to a point where I look at a video, I'm like, I can scrap this video. I don't need to post this video. And if I do end up posting this video, I think I'll get all my scrap videos, put it together, and do a voiceover and just talk about it. I think it just like I think it makes it a little more useful for me to talk about, because I've had open gyms or like leagues that I've played in where I'm like, this was the most boring league I've ever played in. How can I help this league become better? Like we have a league near our place, and like the competition for me is just not there. We don't have a lot of competition here in the Northridge area, so we just have to drive out to OC, like Orange County, Anaheim, Garden Grove, to play with the higher level volleyball players, right? So it frustrates me that there isn't that much volleyball here. So I was in my mind, I'm like, what if I can offer my services and like coach them for a month just so they understand rotations, the position, where to be? Because when I'm playing, it's like I see all these little things that they're missing. And if they just fix that little thing, like they got this. It's better competition immediately. And I've seen that with my high school boys throughout the years, and I'm like, this is great. You know, I can officially play with my high school boys because they understand volleyball. But like I want to make sure the community that I'm always in still has that like competitive understanding of volleyball. Now, playing versus lifting. This is kind of what I've learned when it comes to lifting. Lifting keeps me healthy. And it's one of my favorite things to improve my health, my lifestyle, my mental health, and most importantly with volleyball. Like I've seen so many like volleyball players, they don't even work out, they just play volleyball and they're good, right? And in my head I'm like, if they lift even just a little bit once or twice a week, like it makes such a huge difference, because all those things just compile on each other, and it's like you may not notice it in the short term, but in the long term it makes a huge difference. Like personally, I do not like bodybuilding. Excuse me. Bodybuilding has made me the slowest athlete in the world, and every time I do bodybuilding, I am just so slow. I have all this mass on me, and it's so hard to jump. I get exhausted way faster, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why do I keep doing this? Right? Like, I got to stick to my explosive movements, my snatch, my clean and jerk, my back squats whenever I can, and also just maintain like a pain-free body. Like I've always told myself this, the less pain I have as an athlete on the court, the more I can focus on the game and have less focus on that joint. That's the most annoying. Like knee pain has been the most annoying thing. You have all these programs out there of I'm gonna fix your knee, blah blah blah, and I haven't complained about my knees in forever. And the program that I have been using is the Durability Code by PJF Performance. I've been doing it for 5 weeks now, and my knees have felt way better than it ever has. Right? I've done the ATG program, whatever. That one was all sagittal plane, and I'm just like I'm looking, like, not to talk smack on the internet, but like I'm looking at this program, and I'm like, dude, this whole program is in the sagittal plane. As an athlete, we're moving side to side, the frontal plane, transverse plane. Like I know if I do this program, I'm just going to be worse on the court. So I'm just like, you know what? I know that already. Let me try it. Right? Let me prove myself right. I tried the program, and I'm like, yep, I did it for like maybe 2-3 weeks. Knee pain was pretty much gone, but it would come back in other forms. Whether it's my calves getting tighter, my ankle mobility is way less, and I'm like, this is not the program for me. And again, not to talk smack on this program, but I'm just like, I'm going to tell people my experience. This is my experience, right? The PJF Performance Durability Code has gotten me pain-free, and I'm going to do the next program I'm going to do after I finish Durability Code is Fat Don't Fly. And then the next program I'm going to do, I'm actually going to get Vert Code Elite. And I'm going to test it out, see how it feels. But as I'm doing that program, I'm still going to continue Olympic weightlifting. Now, some of you might be asking, Bryan, how do you do 2 programs at the same time? I call it intuitive training. We're going to call it intuitive training. Basically, what all that means is just like listening to my body, seeing how I feel throughout that day, that hour in time. Do I want to train? Yes. Do I want to train? No. I just have to listen to my body. Do I feel good today? If I do, go for it. Do I not feel good today, but can I still train? Yeah, maybe. Let's see how I feel after my warm-up and then train. If I don't feel good, maybe I just need to eat a little bit more. Now, you might be wondering, Bryan, how do you train all day? Like, are you training 3 to 4 hours? Again, like I said, I work in a gym. I don't train for 3 to 4 hours. Like, I'll do like these micro sessions where I'm doing mobility. I'll do a little bit of like cardio, and then I'll like do some weightlifting. Right? It just depends. But the matter is if you don't have that much time, like check out those programs from PJF Performance. Like, it's been a game changer for me. And so I'm turning 29. I'm turning 29 this year, guys. And so I'll keep you updated more on that, but if you don't have time for training, I'll just say this now. You got to either make time or take certain things out of your schedule that you don't need in your life. Right? Like, whether you're scrolling on YouTube or TikTok, we call it the scrolling of doom. Like, take that out of your life. That could save you 15 minutes, 30 minutes out of your day. That could be going into exercise, movement, whatever. I also have a garage gym. I can work out in the garage if I'm, from my full day of work, I go to the garage, work out, or I'll wake up early, create a podcast like what I'm doing right now before my work shift, and then go to work. Or just work out in the morning, go to work. You have to find schedule. Like, I'm sure you will find something that you can let go in order for you to exercise. Right? It's healthy. It's been the biggest factor of how I've been so disciplined in life. Because for the past few years, I don't know how long I've been training, but like since I was 15, was that 14 years ago? I've been training 3 to 6 times a week, just depending on my training program. And it's just listening to your body. The app I use apps for training. So, there's this app called weightlifting.ai, and that's been a game changer for me too. Because every time I do explosive movements, snatch, clean, and jerk, I am automatically a better volleyball athlete, right? And yes, you may argue, oh, the snatch and clean and jerk is in the sagittal plane, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it is. But you're moving explosively, right? You don't have to tax your system so much. And I'm taking away the back squat and front squat depending on like what season I'm in. If I'm in the off season, I need to get stronger, I'll add the back squat, front squat, and heavy lifts, right? But when you're doing the Olympic lifts, you're working on triple extension, you're working on explosiveness. And on top of that, if you're doing conditioning drills, you are going to be a top-notch athlete as long as you listen to your body and recover well. Now, let's move on to recovery, because recovery has been the one thing that has been holding me back these past couple years. Obviously, we had the pandemic. My sleep schedule was insane. I still had a garage gym. I bought my garage gym in 2018. No, obviously no idea a pandemic was going to happen and we were going to shut down. Luckily, I had gym equipment and I was able to train at home. And literally, it's just like I would train in the garage. We had a TV in there, just watch TV, maybe like someone on Twitch while working out. And then I'll time myself, 2-minute break. All right, watch Twitch for 2 minutes, go back to my set. I'm good to go, whether it's a bench, squat, deadlift, whatever. right? But I remember throughout that time, the most important part was recovery, and I was recovering a lot. I was sleeping whenever I wanted, eating whatever I wanted. Mentally, I needed a way to de-stress. And a few months into the pandemic, I was like, let's go buy a volleyball net and play outdoor volleyball with some friends, right? I'm like, it's fine. Keep it to all of us, and we'll just make sure that we're safe. Now, when it comes to the recovery process, I had to take a full year and a half in order to just focus on my recovery, because I couldn't do that with a job that was I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, go to bed by 8:30, and when I moved in with my girlfriend, there was no way I was getting to bed at 8:30 because I would work from 5:30 till 7:30. We'll get home by 7:30, and I had to go to bed in an hour. So there was no time for me to spend time with my girlfriend. And that's important in order to build your relationships, whether it's your personal relationships with your friends, girlfriend, significant other. Like, this stuff is healthy, right? Doing things that you love is healthy, whether it's sitting down or laying down on the bed, watching TV, whether it's going to eat out together for dinner, eat some pho or like sushi. We went to like a Korean authentic place near our house, and I was like, this is the greatest thing. We went there like 3 times a week. Like, this is the greatest thing, right? Spending time and doing things I love made my recovery process faster because I'm laughing, I'm enjoying life, I'm taking a breather from all the stressors in the world, from the distraction in the world, and just sharing my life with someone I love, right? I'm not saying go out there and find someone you love, but if you do, great. I think it's great, you know? Um, Supplementation wise, well, let's move back. I had to focus on getting 8 hours of sleep. That was priority because I was only getting 5 to 6 hours a night. And those were like me waking up in the middle of the night worrying if I was going to wake up on time or not. Making sure to take daily breaks, like breaks in between your job, whether it's making sure you're having lunch, making sure you're eating breakfast or dinner, or like just taking 5 minutes to meditate and just really do something different. And I like to I like to take walks now because I like to take walks around the area because I realize the only way to be more creative and be innovative is when new information is coming in. Because whether it's watching anime or doing something new, all that information comes to your brain and you like think of something cool. Like, maybe I can try this, maybe I can try that. Originally, I was going to film this podcast in the garage, but I was like, I need it to be convenient. I can't be setting up my tripod, having my phone out for notes. Like, it needs to be convenient. So the best way for me to do that was in my room. I have my PC set up because I created this throughout the pandemic because I wanted to play Fortnite. And now it's just, I also wanted to stream at the same time. So I made sure I had all the specs I needed in order for me to do that. And next, like, I had a feeling that in the future I was going to create more podcasts, like if I were to get, when I'm a little bit smarter, a little more wise, like I had a feeling this was going to happen. And so, sorry, we're talking about the recovery process. Supplementation wise, I have started taking creatine. I take a powdered creatine that I put with my athletic greens. I also do take athletic greens. That's also in the link in the bio below. I take that daily, no matter what. I take magnesium supplements as well. I'm not going to tell you guys don't have to take these supplements. This is just what I take because this is what I need. If you know what you need as an athlete, it's a lot more convenient because I don't need certain like supplements, right? I personally don't. Other people do, but you have to test out and figure out what works best with you and your body. I was cramping up so much and I was having trouble sleeping, so magnesium was my best friend. I was cramping up on the court because I had a lack of sodium and I was always tired. So I decided, you know what, let's find a sodium supplement that I need, and that was LMNT. Best thing I've ever invested in. Amazing. Love it. I always purchase them. Again, use that link in the bio if you guys can, guys. Vitamin D3. That's something I take with my athletic greens. They give you like little droplets. You just drop it in. I take like 2 to 5,000 UIs. I think it's UIs or IUs. I forget. I'll take collagen here and there with my protein shake. I'll take like 40 grams. Like every time I take a protein shake, I'll do like 40 grams, maybe add a scoop of collagen, turns it into like 50, maybe 60. You don't have to do that. It's a little overkill. Again, the best thing I've done was just listen to my body. Like, do I need this protein shake? Like, I'm farting a little bit more because of all this protein, and girlfriend hates it at some point. Yeah, TMI, but hey, that's just what it is, right? Now I also had we talked about my injury for my sprained ankle. It was my left foot that was messed up back in the day in 2019, literally a month before nationals. I'm fully recovered from that. There's something going on with my right foot. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I tweaked it, fractured it, or whatever. There's something going on where my balance is weak, but I do notice that my hamstring and my glute on my right side has been very weak and very sore every time I train. So I'm keeping an eye on it a little bit more. I'll keep you guys up to date on that. Speaking of recovery, we're gonna make that a bigger like another podcast because I'm running out of time here. That'll probably be in the next podcast, whatever I have up to date. I also want to answer questions on Instagram. So yeah. I've had some plantar fasciitis. Like I had the knee pain, plantar fasciitis. I'm like, what is going on my legs? And that's why I got the PJF Performance Durability Code. Again, greatest game changer. Highly recommend. At least try it out. It's, in my opinion, great investment. And the most important thing I learned doing that was I learned more about my body. Like the program allowed me to stay in tune with my body. I'm getting questions from Instagram because I got to do this whole thing by myself, right? That's fine. And like I explored, like there are exercises I don't do, which is fine because I'm listening to my body. And then there are exercises where I'm like, okay, I need this because this is what's been helpful. Like isometrics have been my favorite thing to do when I'm at like the Disneyland park, or like if I go out to travel, we'll just find a wall and look at the program on the app and be like, oh, we have isometric squats today, right? And then I'll just find a wall and lean on it and just get my quads burning for like 45 seconds for 3 sets. So check it out. Hopefully it helps you guys out. Question. Now, question from Instagram. I'm going to be answering these questions on Instagram from here on out. What is your spike touch and standing reach? I personally don't. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Let me restart this. Question from Dark Spear 1235. What is your spike touch and standing reach? Honestly, I don't. Okay, maybe I do know. My standing reach is 7'3", 7 feet and 3 inches, right? My spike touch, I kind of base it whenever there's a basketball rim. I can usually touch the basketball rim if I can grab the rim with my fingers. So if I can touch the rim, obviously 10 feet. If I can grab it with my fingers, 10 feet and 2 inches, right? That's what I've realized. I don't think I've ever gotten higher than that, because whenever I do those standing vert tests, I'm like, this is just a test. It doesn't really mimic like real volleyball moves. It does if you go max out, but it's not the same, because in volleyball, you have to time your approach. You have to time the set. Like it's a different feel, right? Like the test is just a test, but I base it off like how high I can touch the basketball net. There are days where I'm like, I'm primed up. I warmed up really well. I worked out before and like I did a lot of explosive things without taxing my system. And I'm like, I can touch the rim. This is great. Or I can grab the rim. This is great. I haven't done it in a while, but I know I can do it is the thing. Can I dunk a ball? No. Have I tried? Yeah, but I realize dunking is also a skill. So I'm not going to be practicing dunking because that's not going to make me a better volleyball player. That's just my perspective. I mean, you can, if you like it, go for it, right? It's not going to harm you in volleyball. So if you want to learn to dunk, go for it. It's not a big deal. I'm not saying I'm jealous about dunking, right? You don't need to know all my insecurities. No, but seriously, like I don't care for dunking. All I care about is volleyball. Also, fun fact, when I did play basketball when I was younger, like all I cared about, I didn't care about shooting. I didn't care about making a basket. All I cared about was like doing basketball tricks. Like this was when the and one videos were popular at the time, and I was like, oh snap, those are so cool. So I would practice them in my backyard and just really work on the skill of doing basketball tricks. It was really cool. And so even when I go out to the basketball court, I'm like, well, shooting's pretty boring. You got to shoot the ball, shag the ball, do it again. I'm like, why not just do things continuously and just do basketball tricks? So next question is from Greg Davis 690. What program do you do? So right now, I mentioned in the video earlier, I'm doing durability code from PJF Performance. I'm going to be moving to Fat Don't Fly. I'm going to be doing that program to prep myself for nationals, and then I'm going to switch over to Vert Code Elite. Now, I also incorporate Olympic weightlifting, so I also use the weightlifting AI app. And again, both have been very beneficial. I love the weightlifting AI app because I can adjust when I train. Like if I want to train this week of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it'll adjust the program for me. If I want to train all 6 days, it'll also adjust the program for me. Now, there's times where I have like right now I'm not doing a lot of volume, so I have the program for 6 days, but it's separated my workout to just work out 3 or 4 days this week. It just kind of depends. I like the flexibility of it because life is just, it's so different every time. Next question from Y Mocorne Joe 5482. Sorry, I butchered your name. How tall are you, bro? I am 5'8" and 3/4. Now, I only say on social media that I'm 5'8" because as I get older, I think I'm getting shorter, so I just go 5'8". But the 3/4 does make a big difference. I have a lot of people who are shorter than me, and they're like, yeah, I'm 5'9". I'm like, bro, are you serious? Like, you're 5'9". Now you're just one of those people that are trying to get recruited to play at a higher level, and you're just insecure about your height. Like, come on now. Tell the truth. Come on now. You're 5'7". You're shorter than me. You're 5'7". Come on, bro. Let's tell the truth now. All right. Next question from Anthony Carr. Do you remember a John Badikian on the CSUN Club? Yes, I remember John Badikian. We played on the A team together, I believe, both years when I was in college. Fun fact, I'm the founder of the CSUN Men's Volleyball Club. I say that because they get it wrong every time. They always point at the wrong person. They're like, this guy over here is the founder of the CSUN Men's Volleyball Club. And then I'm in the room and I'm like, bro, are you serious? Freaking serious right now. Like, they got the history mixed up. I don't blame them for that. There were a lot of people that hated me at CSUN, and they're like, we don't want to give this guy credit for running the club. We're just going to give it to someone else. And I'm just like, really, bro? Really? Come on now. Come on now. Why are you so insecure, bro? Come on now. So, yes, I do remember John Badikian. He was our setter. He's also an oppo. But this is what I know right now. He loves setting. He just enjoys setting. And so we play an open gym together. We play college together. He was actually like our best setter on the team. Like legit best setter. He's got the height for it. Great blocker, like super athletic.